Are you there?
Yeah, what button did you hit to get it to work?
That thing that said that weird thing on there, it said webcam settings, and I just went on there and it said there was a hyperlink thing, a split screen, and then there's a high definition. I just clicked on a high definition.
Oh, good. So what's going on, man? How you doing?
Really good, thanks.
Where are you spending the quarantine? You at home?
Yeah. Down in the dungeon here.
Nice. Same here, man.
So let me see what you sent me here.
Okay, yeah, perfect. You want to jump right into it?
I don't want, because you got to head out in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, perfect, man. We got two videos we can take a peek at. So the first one is from Nick Marcella.
Okay, Nick, I sent you that time. Check that out later. You can forward it to him if you want. I made some suggestions for him to work on things from what I saw.
Oh, it's from the video you sent to me.
What's that?
Oh, and in the video that you sent to my email.
Yeah, it's called a coach's eye. You'll see it's called a coach's eye. I don't know if you can extract stuff out of it. I'm not sure, but I kind of talked to him. I telestrated and showed him a few things.
Okay, perfect, man.
Work on that.
That's amazing. How did you? Oh, I can't wait. I'll look at it. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah. Check it out when you get the opportunity, and then if you get his email, I guess somehow you can forward it to him.
Oh, okay.
If you want, but you look at it first, and then you decide if you want to send it off to him or not.
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna check it out right now, actually, man. Is that cool?
Yeah, check it out. You see, it's like a 5-minute little talk. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but you can see how I telestrate and go over.
All right, I'm just clicking on the coach's eye link.
Yeah, it should be an arrow to click on there, like a blue arrow or something like that.
Yeah, this is sick, man.
Put your volume on. Can you hear it?
Tim Turk. I'm an NHL shooting and scoring coach. I got your video from a good friend of mine, Rob at Buttendz. I hope it's okay. And just gonna do an analyzation of the shot here. And I'm watching you shoot, and I just wanted to see wanted you to see a progression that you do. Before I do that, I got terminologies and technical starting and finishing positions of the hands. The top hand on your stick, I call it a grip hand, Nick. That grip hand, when you take a shot, does a pulling motion. So that pulling motion, it creates quickness and speed and velocity on the puck when you're releasing a puck, no matter what kind of shot you take. Right now, it's starting there. And in this type of impact slap shot, it pulls back beside your body there. So that top hand's called a grip hand. The bottom hand on your stick, I call it a power hand. And connected to your power hand is your power arm. And your power hand and power arm, obviously it creates power because it does a pushing motion, pushes towards the net, and pushing creates force. I want you to watch your progression, like I said here, but before I get to that, there's something I'm very happy about when you're taking this clapper style of slap shot, is your power arm is completely straight and locked out when you take your shot. It starts locked out and it finishes locked out. And that's very critical to creating power on your shot. So great job there. The other thing, your hand speed's above average, and the faster you move your hands, Nick, the faster the puck moves when you take your shot. I want you to see what I see here. And I'm not gonna get you to do too many changes, or I'm not gonna suggest too many things to work on, just a couple here, but I really like how you're transferring your weight forward towards the target and taking that step. Now watch your progression. I'm going to whip through this really quickly. Here's your first shot you take. Now I want you to see your right foot that comes off the ice. See how far that is. And then let's quickly go to your second shot. And then you can see that foot stays a little bit lower to the ice there. Now let's check your third shot out here. And there's a meaning to all this stuff. And then you keep that foot on the ice there. And I want you to see the trajectory of your power arm and your grip hand elbow, which is right here. You can see how everything's parallel to the ice. And then here on your fourth shot, you take that shot, and now look at your pulling motion. Look at how that grip hand's pulled way up high. Your power arms come across your body, and that's one suggestion I'm going to make that you should work on. But I want you to see your body position here. And what I'm going to try and do, there's 3 suggestions I'm going to get you to do. Suggestion number 1, when you take your shot, is to always make sure your body is in this position after every shot you take if you're going to get your right leg to go back. I call that a stride release formation because it looks like you've taken a skating stride. So that is called the stride formation. If you go to my Instagram, timturkhockey.com, and you check out all the shooters that are in that position that you're in right now, it's called the stride formation release. Number 2, I want you to try, remember I made a comment about that power arm being completely straight, Nick, and then it comes through like that completely straight? I want you to try and when you take your shot, just as you release the puck, try and freeze your power arm in this position and don't let it go up and across your body. So when you're finished your shot, I want you to stay like that. I want that power hand and power arm to be in a downward trajectory facing the target and freezing right there, just like that, with that same pull that you did there. So you got that so far? Now, because your power arm is in a great locked position, it's in a straight line. Like I said, it operates like in a straight line. It goes back straight, and it comes through straight into a straight line, which is very important like that. If you can get that power arm to go in a straight line like that, then you can get your stride leg to go in a straight line. So we want your knee to lock out. Want you to activate your muscles and keeping your feet in this position. So your last shot was your best shot. And then when we go through, you can see how you're elevating your power arm to go away from the target. We just want to freeze. Just like a golfer. When a golfer hits a ball, Nick, they impact the ball and they start to decelerate right after they've made impact, or they corkscrew right in the ground. So we want you to kind of take that shot, and I call it locking your elbow like you do really well. Get that knee to lock out in a straight line. Keep your feet on the ice like that, and ensure that you are always freezing right after every shot. Boom. Just freeze right there once the puck takes off so that you are controlling your body and keeping it and sustaining it in that particular stride formation. So work on those things first, and then maybe we can do something again in the future. Great job, Nick. And Robbie, thanks a lot for the video, and we'll hook up really soon.
Nice, Turkey.
So that's
unbelievable. Sorry, man. I'm glad you hung off that, but that was an amazing tutorial there.
Yeah, so you can ship that off to him if you want, and he can work on that stuff, and then that'll help him. And there's so many things like that help the locking to take place and all that kind of stuff, Robbie. Like you're activating muscles, and then you're using that terminology to get the players to connect the mind to the action. And then sometimes, in some cases, players that do things really well, like if you explain what they're doing good, then they can enhance it on their own. They can either if I activate my bicep and my tricep, that makes my arm lock out. So I can do that. I can do it quicker, and then it'll allow them to get that shot off even quicker.
Turkey, you broke up a little bit when you were talking about what you can do to activate the locking mechanism.
Yeah. So when you're talking to the players, when I talk to the players, I'm like, this is a bicep, and they're like, yeah, I know it's called a bicep. This is a tricep. If I activate those muscles in that particular area, then it forces my arm to lock out because they just do it naturally. Yeah. Players do things naturally, but if you connect their mind to the action, then they can do it quicker and more stronger. And to get that knee to lock when that leg goes back, you got to activate your quad, you got to activate your hamstring and your glute, your toilet. Those three muscles in that area help the skating stride. They help create power in your momentum and in your shot. So go ahead.
What are the benefits? Like, why do you want to have that back leg locked out? And why do you want to have your power arm locked out? What are the benefits of that?
So in that, there's two things. If you synchronize the lock, if your knee and your elbow locks at the same time in that formation, that particular formation, then that creates deception. It's like chain reaction. It's timing. And when things go in a straight line, that's full power output. If they don't completely lock out, then you're not getting as much power as you should. You can still move your hands quick, but to me, separating the lower body from the upper body, Robbie, is really important. You know, some players only lift the foot to shoot. You know, like they'll lift a foot up and then their posture will go up, and it's the only formation that they know because it's what they're comfortable doing. My job is to make sure that we change what the formation is, because the hands don't change. Every player shoots a puck differently, but one hand pushes and one hand pulls.
Right.
So that's the same. So the job is to, or I guess the mission is to get them to lower their posture and change the way they look when they shoot. And you can do that with your lower body. 1 foot jump, you can jump. You know, Kessel jumps when he shoots. You know, then there's Crosby and Kane. Those guys don't do anything with their feet. They just keep them perpendicular, parallel to the target, and they take a shot without doing anything with them. So that's another option. So if you can combine like a wrister, a snapper, a wrist snap, a white ice shot with a different type of low. If you can add variety to the way you look and the type of shot you take, then you're going to be more successful.
So you think so it's not just one like proper way of shooting, but there's a multitude of different shots you need to be working on and practicing, eh?
100%. And then each player can develop their own signature release. Because they have, you know, like we're calling Kessel a Kessel shot, because he would lift the leg up, and then he'd jump into it, and he'd use both feet, not just one. One time he'd go in, jump in on his right foot because he's a righty. Then another time he'd go in and jump in on his left foot and take the shot. You know, so that's two different styles. And then the first one he took was a wrister, like no sound. I call it the silencer. That's a huge weapon now, shooting a puck without any sound, because goalies are training to react on acoustics if they lose track of the puck, right? So that's another thing. So take a wrister with a 1 foot shot, or take a wrister in the stride formation. It looks different, and the goalies are like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
It's like, so we got to make sure we're giving these players as many options and variety of execution as possible.
Yeah, that's awesome. How do you get a silent shot? What's causing the acoustics? Is it like when you drag the puck and you get the stick to pop the puck off your stick, or what's causing that bang? Yeah.
So some players. So here's my blade. Here's the biscuit, right? Yeah. So some players, what they'll do is, like you said, they pull the puck, so it leaves the blade. So that's the wrist part, and then there's a snap after. So that's called a combo wrist snap. Some players, they just load their stick away. They keep it on the ice. Some guys load it up. It's all different for everybody. And those are two different types of shots, and they snap it off. The old style wrister is just no sound.
Right, it comes from the heel and rolls off. Eh?
Exactly. Like you think you're on the point, you know, and you got a quick drag, and you just release it to the puck, to the net with no sound. If there's traffic in front, then the goalie's unsure if he's lost track of it. So if it goes in the net, it's a bonus. If it doesn't, then they're just in blocking mode because they're not sure. But if they hear it, they'll get big and hope it hits them.
But I mean, like for me as a player, I remember, you know, growing up, and I found that the wrist shot was what we were taught, you know, to roll that puck from the heel to the toe, and it rolled off, and that's how you generated velocity. But then as I got older and the sticks got a little bit more, you know, lighter, and you could like bend them easier and really use the flex, then that like toe drag snapshot sort of came, you know, into the picture. But you're saying now people are going back because they're trying to get that silent shot, so it's going back to more just rolling it off the blade?
Yeah, but it doesn't. But that's a good point. They are so there's many different types of release options in combination with body formations. So the old school you're talking about, from the heel going all the way across the toe to take the shot. Right. But think of this: that's a fully loaded puck position. It's kind of like the puck's an airplane, the blade's a runway. Yeah. So airplanes need the whole runway to take off. So if your hands aren't moving fast, then to get the proper spin, you need the whole runway. You need that from the heel to the toe. Yeah. But guys like us, we don't need that much space. Think of a fighter jet. Does a fighter jet need the whole runway?
He just right off the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, exactly. They just like from the middle or somewhere. And then rockets don't need runways. So they go right from it. So guys who have rocket fast hands, they can still take a silent release from the toe area because they can move their hands so quick. So it just depends on the technique, depends on the player. and it depends on you and what you want to do when you need to do something. My job is to make sure I build confidence that they can choose what to do when and know how to do it.
Nice, nice. So, I mean, do you have a set number of shots that you have in your brain? Like, let's say if you're a golfer, you hear legend of Tiger Woods, who goes out to the driving range and he can hit a low slice and a low hook and a high slice and a high hook. And do you have the same kind of thing with the hockey shot? Are there 10 different shots that you train, or is it different, like case by case? Like some of the top players might have 20 in their arsenal, depending on where their feet are, where their stick is, etc.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's probably just from the puck, from the blade. Are you there?
Yeah.
Just between 10 to 12 different types of release. Different, like there's white ice, there's a wrister, there's a snapper, there's a wrist snap. There's the backhand, and there's all kinds of different ones. And there's a clapper. Then there's ranges in the clapper, and then there's ranges in the actual ice. And then there's impact points and all kinds of shit. So every player should know what they all are, and then they'll be comfortable with one or two of them, like their go-to. When stress is created in hockey, when there's all kinds of attacking going on and checking, then some players, they resort to comfort. They revert back to what's most comfortable to them. So if we give them as many options as possible, then they can choose what to do and when. It's just creating that stress situation and allowing them to do all those different types of releases. But everyone should know what they all are, so they have the option to use them whenever they want.
Yeah, and I know you work closely with Brendan Gallagher, and he's a guy who I've seen a lot of his hockey in the last couple of years, and he scores goals in all different kinds of ways, just like you're talking about. It seems like he's got those different multitude of shots. So I'm assuming that's something you guys have been working on for a while.
100%. And you know what? For him, I mean, I get to sit back in the silent mode, and I guess I get to reap a lot of different benefits from that, because he is so driven to want to learn so much. But he's a smart guy. He's not like, okay, Turkey, here's my first session, give me everything all at once. This is an 8-year fucking progression where I'm coming up with something new every year, and he works on one or two things, and it's been helpful to him. It's helped.
Nice. So what are you guys working on right now? What's the new what's the next evolution to his game that you guys are trying to tinker with?
So it's called the white ice release, where there's no, it's kind of like the puck is sitting here and the blade loads back on the ice, and the distance between the puck and his blade, that's the white ice. The white ice is white. That's right. The white ice in between there. So when he was doing the white ice shot, his stick was between 8 to 10 inches behind it. Yeah. So I'm trying to get his stick to load up a little bit closer, so it's more deceptive. It's quicker. Right. So that's what he's working on now, with his body in a perpendicular position, in a hip snap position where he's using hips to shoot, and then and also in the clapper situation where there's ranges of the loading. So and he's working on that now. All he can do is send videos in right now until I'm supposed to be out there the beginning of July to work with him and his group, and Milan Lucic and all those guys out there. So I'm hoping to get out there if we get the green light. If not, then I'll have to wait till the beginning of August to get out there.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm looking forward to getting back out there. A couple of questions, though, about the white ice shot. I'm thinking back to my own game and how I used to try to load up and take some shots. When you're doing the white ice shot, is there an impact with the puck that you're trying to almost slap at it, or is it like you're getting it to the puck and then loading and using the flex? Or how?
It's the first one. The first one, there's impact. There's impact. You're making a snapping sound to do it. When the puck is there, the reason we want to shorten that distance there, when you do a white ice shot, if you're deciding to shoot and you load your stick away, so that white ice is that space I was talking about. But as you're going to shoot it, you want to do the impact. But if the target changes or you change your mind, then you can change the angle of your blade to direct the puck into a different position into the target. Yeah. So if you're ready to shoot, then you can, at the last second, you can just open it up a little bit and it'll go this way instead of this way. So you can direct where it's going. As long as you have your head up and you can visualize where the target is, you can make those changes. But if you've already decided to shoot, then the idea is to always make a snap sound on that particular release.
Nice, man. Cool. Thanks, Turkey. Hey, one more question. So, you mentioned this is this crazy time right now. We're all kind of stuck at home. I got a lot of young hockey players out there wondering what they can do to, improve their shot other than, everybody's like, yeah, go shoot 100 pucks a day. Well, what are you telling your guys that they can do to, be on a schedule or to do something, in their driveway or in their garage to work on their shot while they're stuck at home?
So what I'm working on, it's a great question. And right now, the focal point for me with the players when they're doing their shot, because of the situation we're in, is technique. So I have this saying: freeze, check, correct. So it's not how fast you shoot 10 pucks. It's how fast you shoot one puck 10 times correctly. So after your shot's taken, if you're working on the puck position on the blade, then you can visualize it hitting the blade and then taking off, and then freeze after that. So you're freezing, you're checking, is my arm locked out? Is my knee locked out? You're freezing yourself right after the shot, kind of like I suggested Nick to do.
Yeah.
Did I lose you?
No, I got you again. So you said, like you suggested Nick do.
Yeah, to take a shot and then freeze right after to hold that position, and then he can do a mental checklist saying, yep, my arm's locked, my knee's locked, I used my hips, and my body's in balance, my feet are in a good position. So it's freeze, check, correct, but don't whip through the shot so quickly. Take one shot, check that you did it correctly, do a visual checklist of your body, and then go and take another shot. You don't have to do 100 and 300 pucks a day. It's better to have a more sustainable value in your shot than having a quantity. You want to make sure you do it correctly.
Hey, nice, man. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I've been encouraging guys to, take videos of themselves. For me, it's been a big help to, watch myself shoot. You see things when, you record yourself, that you think you might be doing correctly. And then you see yourself on video and you're able to even identify for yourself, like, oh, I'm too upright there, or I'm not in a good position, or, doing some of the things that you're talking about as well. I got you, Turkey. Uh-oh. Turkey, no.
There you are. You there?
Hey, sorry, man.
That's okay. No problem, man. We'll work it out. Yeah, body position and technique is critical. So that's the focal point. You don't want to, if this is your body and these are your hips and these are your shoulders and you're shooting this way, you never want your hips to go forward because your shoulders go back. That's why I get that leg to go back, the stride leg. When that stride leg goes back, then so do the hips and the shoulders go forward.
Yeah.
Gets them leaning to the target. That's also important.
How does a young player know if he's making improvement? Like, how are you supposed to judge yourself if you're 13 years old and you're working on your shot, you're trying to do 10 shots correctly? How do you like stay encouraged that your velocity is increasing, that your accuracy is increasing? What can you do to gauge yourself?
Yeah, that's an internal feel, and that comes through consistency. So if you're measuring what the shot speed is, then you'll be able to add more tension rates. So you're doing a higher rate of tension to create more speed and power, and you'll feel that. And then that'll help you to be more successful. Also, the flight path of the puck as it's going to the target, sometimes you'll take a shot and it'll have a little wobble to the puck, or it'll wobble towards the net, and then you'll take the same type of release and the spin will be nice and tight. So you have to remember what you did to get that result. And that's through repetition doing that. That when the puck goes like this, there's a lot of different criteria, but one of the most common ones is the bottom power hand. It could have been a centimeter off from the shot you took before. It wasn't in the same position. And that centimeter is like a million miles in hockey. So if they take that shot and the puck does this, and they readjust their hand, maybe they have to move it up a bit, maybe down a bit to where it was for the last shot that went straight. And then once you get that consistency, you can mark that with a tape, and that's where the feel comes from. That's when you know that you're improving your shot through the spin, the power output, and the location of the shot and where it's going.
Awesome, man. Turkey, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you coming on and hanging out and schooling us here about the hockey shot. Really amazing to see the master at work. Tim Turk hockey right here.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Timmy, where can everybody find you?
You can go to timturkhockey.com, where I've got a skills site, hockeyskillstraining.com, and I'd be willing to offer everybody a discount code if they reach out to me on Instagram and just say, hey, I heard you talking to Rob from Buttendz, and then I'll provide them with a discount so they can save some money, because it's just what we need to do during these times. We need to help everybody.
Beautiful, man. It was a pleasure hearing your expertise, Tim, and I appreciate you coming on. Thanks a lot, Turkey.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Robbie. I appreciate it. Anytime, man. Anything to help.
We'll talk to you soon, bud.
Okay, so you're taking off?
Yeah, yeah.
No, you got to go, right?
Yeah, I got a hockey game down in Midtown right now. I got to get over there. Roller hockey game.
All right, man. Have a
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, man. Great job. Thank you.
See you later.
All right, see you, buddy.